Good evening, everyone! Is everybody having a good time? Oh, come on, we're not at the ballet. Come on, give me a cheer. Is everybody having a good time? That's better. I just want to say, this is a lot more nerve-wracking than any pitch I've done in front of any of you in the last 10 years. Same idea though, take your money, but this time it's for a really good cause. Now I'm not saying that paying off my big fat mortgage in Kensington or sending my kids to expensive private schools aren't worthy causes. I'm just saying fighting homelessness is a better one. And you know, homelessness is not something that just will happen to others. Every man in this room could find themselves homeless tomorrow, because every wife is capable of changing locks. Just never forget that. Anyway, this is only the second time that I've done this, and
What happened the first time?
well, it didn't go very well. But thank you, Jules, for pointing it out. But then again, neither did my first time in bed, and that didn't stop me carrying on. It's like think of it as a war of attrition. Think of it as a war of attrition. But I've been watching a lot of stand-up comedy on TV just to see how the pros do it. And what they will do is chat to the audience, right? So let's try. Now, I'd like to know who is here from Citi, Citigroup, Citibank, Citi. Who's from Citi? Stefan, mate, I'm sorry, you left the bank 3 years ago, right? You need to get closure. You need to get over this. You are no longer a banker, all right? Okay, so one ex-Citi guy. Okay, that's fine. Now, who's from UBS here? Peter, I know you're there. You've got to raise your hand, and thank you, David. Now, can I just say to you guys, I love your corporate slogans. Now look at that. Citi never sleeps. UBS, we will not rest. Now, it is not for me to tell you how you should lead your lives, but can I just humbly suggest that you get some sleep? If you don't, some accident will happen. Somebody is bound to make a mistake, like lose a couple of million, maybe a couple of billion. It doesn't matter. Somebody is going to fuck up along the way. Anyway, I'm Thomas. I'm a headhunter. From Fleet Street all the way to the wharf, they call me the Hunter. Except that nobody has ever called me that. Not in the last 10 years has anybody called me that. And you know why? Because my job isn't cool, it's not glamorous. That's what I hate, meeting new people. Because they always ask you what you do for a living. And I just don't want to answer that. So, I have decided to take a more liberal approach to the truth. When people ask me what I do, I lie. So, one day, I'll be running a charity for teenagers with Tourette syndrome. The next, I'll be a builder. I know some identities are more believable than others. If I really, really want to leave the dream, I'll be an investment banker. But that's exceptional. The fun is in the lying. You should try it sometime. For instance, come and see me afterwards and tell me you thought I was really funny. I was in Tokyo once, many, many years ago, and I found this lovely little Japanese girl who agreed to sleep with me without knowing what I did for a living. And when she came around in the morning to asking me the question, I thought, what the hell? I looked at her and I said, I'm a dildo model. And you know, and you know what she did? She's got a little head, pretty little head. She looked at me and she said, yeah, it did look a bit familiar. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, in Japan, I'm huge. But when I say I'm a headhunter, look, I get nothing. I get nothing. Anyway, it's lovely to see a lot of friendly faces in the audience, familiar faces too. Friends, clients, clients who are also friends, friends who aren't clients yet. But we're working on that, and they should become clients because it's great being a Venny client. And I'll give you an example. If you're a client, we take you to the Stella, the tennis, right? I know technically it's called the Aegon, but no matter how much Aegon spends on this, I think people will call it the Stella for, I think, probably another 10 years. And why shouldn't they? Because you know what? Stella sounds so much better. It's beautiful. Does anybody know what Stella means in Latin?
Star.
God for that. Yeah, star, that's right. It's classy, it's beautiful, it means star, just like Venny in Latin means I came! That's right, great name, I came partners! I think you'll know why now. I'm a little embarrassed when people ask me to get a pitch, you know, oh, why did you come up with Venny Partners? That's right. So, it's not the greatest name, but it was available as a domain name, so we just took it. And, you know, it's a classic thing. It's, you know, Veni, Vidi, Vici, I came, I saw, I conquered. Or in my wife's case, Veni, Vidi, Visa, I came, I saw, I spent. It's not even true. She's very economical to run, so to speak. But like the diesel of wives, if you will. But there is another interpretation. It's Dominic Strauss-Kahn's. Now, in his case, he's a bit muddled up. So he first went, I saw, got a bit excited, dropped my towel. I conquered. Well, actually, it was more of a friendly wrestle, according to him. I came on her shoulder. Sorry, I didn't have my glasses, and I got away with it. So yeah, back to Stella and Aegon. Also, I don't know, but Aegon for me, I don't know, it sounds a little bit like Aegon Zender. I don't know whether you've heard of it. It's like a small, a little tired headhunting firm. They've been around for a long time. They're all right, but they're not great. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking it's not really dignified to be dissing the competition. But I think by now you should know that dignity isn't exactly on the top of my priority list. I think dignity is actually overrated. Groveling, on the other hand, yeah, I see a lot of French people groveling. No, I just forgot for a second that we were playing to a mixed linguistic ability audience here. So I'm just going to do a bit of translation. Yeah, groveling is like, yeah, Jean-Guilain, it's begging. Sorry, mate. Listen, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You've only lived here for 15 years. Why on earth should you know what groveling means, right? Okay, so I think groveling is very, very underrated. Yeah, particularly when it comes to dealing with women. You know, for me, the most reliable sex is sympathy sex. Now, this is how it works. There is no shame. All you need to do, you go home and you say to your wife, girlfriend, partner, whatever, darling, I'm not getting a bonus this year. Even better, you come home and you say, darling, those bastards in New York have put me on the list. It is game over. From now on, when you board the plane, you turn right. We're going to have to remortgage the chalet in Verbier. And, okay, about your Christmas present, what we're going to do, right? We're going to do one breast this year. We'll do the other one next year. It might look funny, but that's all I can afford this year. Anyway, so, I just had a complete and utter moment there. So, one of two things will happen here. Either your wife will be swept by a tsunami of selfless sympathy and shag your poor little brains out that night. Or, let's face it, more likely, she'll storm out of the room and won't speak to you for a week. Either way, you're the winner! Yeah, sympathy is great, and sympathy is how I got my beautiful wife Melody to marry me. Not only is she on a relative basis, bankers love saying that, relative basis. Yeah. So not only is she a lot better looking than me on a relative basis, but she's also taller. Which is why I always ask her to wear high heels when we go out. Why? Because if she's wearing flat shoes, and I'm wearing flat shoes, which I do because I'm not Sarkozy, then she just looks that little bit taller than me and I just look short. Now, on the other hand, picture her perched on extremely high heels. Now all of a sudden she's towering over me like a goddess. And all of a sudden people are thinking that I'm either filthy rich, the funniest guy on the planet, or fantastic in bed. Now, I don't mind telling you, I've done all right, I'm comfortable, but I'm definitely not filthy rich. It should be perfectly obvious by now that I'm not the funniest guy on the planet. So that's all I've got time for tonight. You've been a lovely, lovely audience. Thank you so much.